Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone at Rural. Shalom to all of the Akim that are teaching this word around the globe with faith and truth and sincerity. I am the brother Caleb from the GMS London Forecasters Camp, back with another lesson to help edify the Lord's elect. As always, I begin by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites, and the real Hebrew Israelites are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, West Africans predominantly. But you will find Israelites that do look like the other nations, because we as a people have been scattered amongst all nations throughout our various captivities. But if your seed line by your forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible that was named Israel, then you too are an Israelite, no matter what you may look like, because the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18, states that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. So I just want to do a quick lesson here. Speaking on this image that I saw when I was making my way to camp. Was it when I was making my way to camp or a different day? Either way, it was during the weekend. I saw this image on the underground when I was traveling, and I thought it was very interesting because this is a great example of the state of our people. And when I say the state of our people, I'm talking about you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans. You people, you have a sort of a self-hatred which is deep-rooted, which has been put there by our enemy Esau. You know, to the point where now a lot of us have a lot of self-hate. You know, we despise the way we look. We despise the texture of our hair. You know, we despise everything about our selves, but yet we exalt and hold in high regard the traits of our enemy. And this picture is a prime example of it, because here you've got two women. The one on the left, clearly an Edomite. You know, she's got that biblical leprosy of the skin. She's got that thin, stringy yellow hair. And on the right, look at this. You've got a so-called Jake woman, Israelite. He was championing the things of her oppressor. As you can see, you know, her right arm is covered in tattoos, which is a violation of the scriptures, which is something that Edomites typically do because they're not holy people. They do everything contrary to the scriptures. She has her hair braided, but she's obviously in the land of confusion because she's got one half of her head braided in blonde, the other half of her head braided in black. Now, you can tell this isn't her real hair due to the texture of it, because as you can see, it starts in the braids on the left-hand side, being tightly braided, but as it goes out, you can see the extensions there. And what is it? What has she extended her hair with? Thin yellow hair. You know, which is another sign of biblical leprosy. And she's got her arm raised. Yeah, let's go, girl. Yeah, look at her fucking celebrating her oppressor. And her oppressor don't give two shits. She's there looking all bugged out. But this is the state of our people. Now, what does this advert say? It says, number 7 brand, good times are rare, treat them accordingly. This is from Jack Daniels, Make It Count. Now, this is tied into that whole, you know, YOLO, you only live once bullshit. You know, yeah, let's eat, drink, and be merry and not think about, you know, our current estate, which is Baruch 3 and 8. Let's get that. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. So this woman here, she is polluted because she's taking on the ways of this world. She's going to get destroyed for it because she's clearly in violation of scriptures. And this bullshit of having one half of her head braided blonde and one half of her head braided black, this is nothing but confusion, man. This is nothing but confusion. And what are we in? We're being ruled under the vibration of Babylon the Great, which means confusion, land of confusion. Babylon the Great being America. But, we're taking on their customs when we're not supposed to take on their customs. We've got our own culture and our customs, which are clearly outlined in the Holy Bible, the scriptures. Get something else. Bear with me, I'm just finding the precept. This is Jeremiah 2, verse 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore thou hast also taught the wicked one thy ways. Let me read that again. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou taught the wicked one thy ways. So this woman has trimmed her ways to seek love. And this Edomite don't give two shits about her. But here she is, the Jake wanting to be accepted, wanting to be down with the cause. But this Edomite don't give two shits about you. She's too busy enjoying her own, folly, what she's got going on. But yeah, I'm down with you, girl. Fist raised, yay. It's ridiculous, man. Let me get another precept. This is Leviticus 13 and verse 30. This says, starting at about 29. If a man or woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry skull, even a leprosy upon the head or beard. So let me read that again. The priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry skull, even a leprosy upon the head or beard. So this woman has thin yellow hair, and this is signs of leprosy. And here you got Jake trying to mimic her oppressor by putting what's a curse in her head, because the leprosy is a sign of their curse. But here she is thinking that it's fashionable. But the scriptures say the fashion of this world passeth away. The haughty people do languish. What else did I want to get? Envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. This is Proverbs verse 3 and verse 31. It says, envy not thou the oppressor, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. I'm going to get Numbers 12. I read it from verse 1. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. And they said, Hath Yahweh indeed spoken only by Moses? Have he not spoken also by us? And Yahweh heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And Yahweh spake suddenly unto Moses, and unto Aaron, and unto Miriam, Come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. And Yahweh came down in the pillar of a cloud, meaning his chariot, and stood at the door of the tabernacle, and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words, if there be a prophet among you, I Yahweh will make myself known unto him in a vision, and I will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. In the similitude of Yahweh shall he behold. Wherefore were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against them, and he departed. Here's the point. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. So Miriam went from looking like so-called black woman to an Edomite, which is you so-called white people upon the face of the earth. Your true nationality, according to the Bible, is the Edomites, because you go back to your forefather Esau. And Aaron said unto Moses, let me read that again, verse 10, And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not this sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. So let's go back to Genesis 25. Genesis 25, starting at verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren. And Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there are twins in her womb. Here's the point. And the first came out red all over, like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So the first baby that was born of Isaac and Rebekah came out red all over, meaning that it had leprosy because its blood showed forth through its skin. That was the progenitor of you so-called white people on the face of the earth today, which is why you've got this pinkish hue to your skin, because your blood shows forth through your skin. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him. So the second brother that came out was Jacob, who was our forefather, the father of the Israelites. And you got this stupid Edomite, trimming her waist to seek love from these Edomite people, because she feels like she ain't shit. But that's because we've been beaten down systematically through, various forms of media, various institutions like the public school system. Every time you've been trained from a very early age to despise yourselves and to love the ways of the oppressor, which is a form of it's a tactic that's been employed by Esau, a psychological warfare tactic against our people. But we need to come out of that, man. So I think I've made the point. Let me get Leviticus 19 and 28. I'll close out on this one. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh. So here's another area where this woman's going off. As you can see, her arm is clearly inked up. And her neck. This bitch is covered in tattoos, man. And even onto her hands. So she's completely bugged out and, following after the ways of the heathen. So yeah, just a quick little video. I thought it was an interesting image to see. So with that, giving all praises and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of great millstone that rule well, and shalom to all the archim teaching this word around the globe with faith and truth and sincerity. I'm out for this one, and I'll catch you on the next, Lord willing. To shalom for now. Kwam Yeshua Lawata Baba Bo. Shalom.